Man, I'm actually trying to figure this out. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the channel. As like always, influencers and YouTubers always do like this and talk with their hands. And yes, I'm actually going to explain why I have this tool in my hand in a second. Welcome. So, as always, I barely post videos about the Yukon build because obviously I have a full-time job and I got a family and stuff like that. And it's always hard because basically I do transport. I'm a transporter and you're always on the road. You're always back and forth and stuff like that. And now look, I got home late. According to the real world, like me getting home right now is late, but it's actually kind of early for me. So I was like, hey, you know what? Let me go out to my garage and start working on the 6.2 for the Turbo Yukon. And actually, this is kind of going to be like a shop tour slash seeing what's going on with the engine and the progress and stuff that I got going on. So let's go take a look at that. As you guys see from my previous video, I told you guys I had got like a little 10x10, 8x10, whatever type of shed to actually store some of my stuff here. As you can see, you know, ladder, air compressor. I'm gonna be in here a lot, so I figured I'd get a TV, tool cart, basically like a shelf full of junk. And you can see over here, obviously air hose, a lot of spare parts are all over there. There's the water pump, and in there I have basically some parts, and I got more parts, and over there I got more parts. There is going to be the Igloo. This video is not sponsored, by the way. Igloo cooler to keep everything cool for the drag and drive. And not very far, I got my toolbox with basically a lot of my tools, pressure washer, a couple jack stands. I actually found this on the highway, so you know, that's mine now. Basically, there's my stool, little bucket. There's my stool. There's the oil pan, and there's the Jegs welder that makes all the magic happen. And I could probably actually show you guys. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you probably can. That way, you guys can keep update with some of the stuff that I buy. And here, I started opening up the bottom end. I was getting ready to start opening up the bottom end of the 6.2 to actually see what's going on and everything. But yeah, you guys can probably see that on my Instagram account. All that will be in the link in the description below. That we actually got, I actually pulled the motor from the truck because like I disconnected everything. Like I disconnected everything, had everything unhooked, all the fuel lines and stuff like that, and disconnected the motor mounts and stuff like that. So, like the motor was just like resting inside of the engine bay. I need to fix my shirt there. This shirt's definitely going in the washer. Yeah, so did a couple runs for work and everything like that. Came back, had some free time. I was like, hey, you know what? Pull this thing out. Like, geez, like pull this freaking motor out. It's already disconnected. So we did that. Got it on the engine stand, got it into the, should I call this the shed garage or should I call this the grid or the garage? I got it inside, hooked it on the engine stand, and that's where I'm at with that. You guys probably want to know the good stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what's inside the box as far as the pistons and rods and stuff. I don't know why the light just now came on, but I should probably be very, very careful with that head gasket. Not to damage it, bend it, or crease it. Okay. Oh yeah, I was wondering where my oil pan gasket was. All right, so we got the head gaskets and the oil pan gasket. So a lot of you guys know that I went with the Summit Pro. Man, I know I opened up one of these. It's kind of hard to cord. Let me see if I can get my knife out, because I know people I want to see. Please don't mar those up, because there is no return policy on this. Well, there probably is, but it's like I had these things for so long that I'm definitely, oh my gosh, like, sheesh, look at that. Look at that. I don't want to touch it because then, I gotta touch it. I gotta touch it. Like, yo, it is like so smooth. That is so freaking cool. So cool. So you guys see that I went with the Summit Pro LS drop-in rods and piston combo. So these are basically the rods. And it is a drop-in kit. But I highly recommend that you guys, like, you can balance your pistons and rods yourself. I mean, typically the old school way was like to get a food scale, do a whole lot of calculations, weigh everything. This box is actually backwards. Good old food scale, weigh everything, and then line everything up according to, you know, grams, ounces, and stuff like that. It probably will save you probably like a good $600-700, or you could just go ahead and send it to the machine shop, let them perfectly balance everything, clean everything up, and they might even give you a warranty, especially like if you're not used to reassembling or building engines. I highly recommend it. And as you guys see here, that's probably the part number right there. I know a lot of people are probably gonna want to pause that later on once this truck actually starts kicking ass, because the purpose of this truck is actually drag and drive. So you guys can definitely see by that recess right there that this is a dished piston. Oh, we get soup out of here with the little valve release and stuff like that. Made in the USA, baby. Definitely made in the USA. Like, that is so freaking cool. And look at that top ring, second ring, another little something that I have no idea what that does. And then you got your oil rings. Like, these are like exceptional quality. Forged aluminum. All right, so those are the pistons. And a lot of people were saying that with the Summit Pro piston and rods kit, like they weren't getting a lot of things. As you guys can see, obviously these are my 8 pistons. Mine came with the spiral locks. I'm gonna put that over there. What do we got here? All right, so we got our wrist pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I'm just kidding. And that's it. Nothing else. So we got our pistons. We got our spiral locks. Pistons, obviously spiral locks. Wait a minute, did I just say that backwards? We got our wrist pins. We have our pistons. Oh yeah, look, little oil thingies right there. It looks so cool. I did see that. And we got our, I had to sneeze. Okay, so that's basically everything that I got in my kit. I did not get any type of, you gotta forgive me. I'm having like a brain fart right now. Rod bearings. You gotta go and get your own rod bearings. Of course, they could recommend you some, but they probably leave that up to builders and people to source out their own little miscellaneous parts and stuff like that. All right, let me get up here. I don't want to show you guys the receipt because I didn't mark any of that stuff out, so it probably still has my name and address, social security number. I don't know, probably has all that other crazy stuff on it. But yeah, as you see, I showed you guys the part number, pistons, rods. They're going to be dropped in. I'm still contemplating if I want to, you know, weigh everything, measure everything, drop this stuff in myself and do it just to get the motor running. Because lots of people do it, even professional race shops do. Piston and rods, like they just measure them, weigh them, drop them right in, give you your car back, and then people go out there and beat the hell out of it, and then they say, oh, it was your tune, that's why your motor blew up. You know, you're running at 114% injector duty cycle at like 50 degrees of timing, and trying to spin your gears at like 8100 RPM with like a 500 lift cam. It's not going to work along with a stock torque converter. Yeah, I'm just rambling on. All right, so moving on, we're going to be going into the 6.2 now. So anyway, I'm actually running out of space in this place. I got to clean that up. Oh, that's what I forgot. Piston rings. Huh. That's something. I don't know what I did with them. I don't. I have no idea what I did with the piston rings, but yeah, scatterbrain me. I have to go and find. Okay, so I found them. Jeez, remember, like I said, I got parts over there, and I got parts in there. Yeah, I was trying to be like pro, piston ring set. I was trying to be like semi-organized. Okay, so these are the piston rings. This is actually, wow, look at that. It's like 2 months after I got the kit. So, glad these things don't expire like food. Yeah, I was trying to be like semi-professional, like organized, to keep these things from like getting bent and stuff like that. So as you can see here, that's the second groove. What do we got here? What do we got here? We got like a diagram and instructions for people to install their piston rings and how to gap them too. So you guys probably want to pause that. It's like proprietary information for only the people who buy the kit. And also I'm aiming for like force induction over 15 pounds of boost. So since this is a 6.2, I would take the 4.065, multiply that by 7, and right off the top of the head, I believe that gives me 28. Yeah, okay. Then over here on the second ring, 7.5. So again, I will multiply my bore size, 4.065 by 75. And that will basically give me 30. So essentially my top ring, as you can see, my top ring, force induction, over 15 pounds of boost, and basically that's going to be it. So I'm going to gap that top ring at 28, and I'm going to gap my second ring at 75, and obviously my oil rings are going to remain the same. And here's the diagram, how to align everything. I don't even know, like, why am I even explaining this to a lot of people? So anyway, that's the third groove. More third groove. Those are like all your oil rings and stuff like that. And here's going to be your top groove. So as you guys can see, this is everything that comes inside the Summit Pro piston and rod kit. Pistons, rods, we got pistons, rods, detailed instructions, rings, wrist pins, and spiral. I'm getting tired. I need to go in there and eat. So right now, I'm gonna bust the nuts. I'm gonna bust the nuts off the windage tray, take a look on the inside and see what's going on, and like that's like basically going to be it for the video, unless I find something else to ramble on about. Right now, everyone's probably like, dude, why are you taking off the oil pump nut like that? Use some impact tools for what? this out. And we're gonna do the rest of the way by hand. It's like for what? Like you're going there, next thing you know, I'm gonna drop this freaking bolt in the engine. And then I'm gonna be hunting for it. And then next thing you know, I got a complete bare block because the thing is gonna get lost in somewhere. And also I got a melting oil pump too that I'm gonna put in there. I can tell by this goop that's on here, someone has definitely been inside the motor. They might have had like a major, major freaking leak. Like a timing case cover leak. But I definitely gotta say that chain looks pretty doggone good. That chain looks doggone good. I got like so many freaking spotlights. I need to get some actual interior lights in here. Please do that by hand. I'm telling you guys, because you're gonna drop it in there and you're gonna be like, whatever. So also like with the build, you kind of want to get, this is, like, what is this stuff? Focus. Like it breaks up. I don't really think anything major made it to the bottom and got sucked up in there. But yeah, I definitely, it's amazing how like, this is just held on by one bolt. Yeah, look at that. That thing is like, that O-ring is like super petrified. Oh, luckily that hit the ground. Oh my God. Dude, like that O-ring is done. It is. Like, how was that even giving pressure? And what's weird is because like it has 2 bolt holes. But Chevy, you know, you skipped out right there. I, in my opinion, and probably like a lot of people's opinion, they really should have went with a bolt hole on, not bolt, or just a bolt on both sides. All right, so you guys are gonna get the first look along here with me. See what's going on in here. Put this down. Oh man. Which is kind of goofy because like I don't have a wrench right now to really spin this motor over. Focus. But it looks kind of good. It kind of does. As of right now, I don't see any bent rods, but I'm gonna spin it. I'm gonna rotate the engine over. Just gotta put the phone down. I'm not using my GoPro today. It's the sucky part. And we're gonna take a look. We're gonna remind you guys of what was going on the top end here. Yowzers. Yowzers. I thought that was a cracked piston. That is. No, it's not. That piston looks chipped. If I can kind of do the light like that, the piston actually does kind of look chipped. But that's the back one. I gotta tell you what, that cam looks spotless. Why? Because my goofy behind put a cam in it. Thought it was just gonna run. But I gotta tell you, so far when you look at like the walls, dude, like they look, the walls on this thing like look pretty doggone good. Pretty good. We're looking kind of decent here. And that's actually what they be talking about, like with these stroker cranks, like how the freaking piston will like fall all the way out of the bore, and that is not good. So, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta say we're looking pretty good on the bottom end, stuff like that. I kind of want to get my light, prop my little spotlight back up there. Ew. Yeah, that's actually. It's like, yeah, you do want like. You do want like a little slop in there. I didn't really tug on that one that much. It's kind of weird. But it shouldn't be that freaking difficult. Shouldn't be. Like something is definitely binding up. I do believe like there's gotta be like a bent rod in there somewhere. All right, let me spin this over. We are back. So if everyone remembers that when we took everything off, okay, we had basically some cracked pistons, and like the wall clear, like look at that. It's like space coming on out, definitely out, drops back in, like gradually goes back in, and then flat, dips, starts to raise right here, starts to raise again, and then definitely out. So there's definitely, that thing is like definitely obscure over that side. So really, I kind of want to like just conclude the video here. Just wanted to say a welcome back to YouTube type of thing, even though I say it in almost every video. Hey, yo, I'm back. But I'm gonna keep tearing into the engine, and in the next video, I'm gonna let you guys know what I find. So that's basically it of what I've been doing. A little bit of update, progress build, and so far what I have as far as engine wise. I'm still contemplating on getting a forged crank. I may go ahead and get a forged crank and probably just keep that a secret, and then lie in my videos of why I'm probably making like 2,000 horsepower easy with a stock crank, and people are gonna be like, I know a guy who does it, he's got a stock bottom end crank. But anyway, thanks for checking out today's video. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all the other crazy stuff that us YouTubers always ask you to do, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace. And I forgot to say that I got some ARP 2000 rod bolts. Yeah, I forgot to mention that too in the kit. All right, now I'm gone. Thanks.